Let's go back to, I should have asked 1 PM. Report. Sorry.
You're fine. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. We'll get started, top to bottom like we did last year. Do we,
So, the way we've been doing it so far today, and it seems to be working for us so far is just go to the things that are changing. Positive or negative, either one, just go to those, and then we're not looking at the
okay,
minutia of things, you know? What the,
Page 8 and 9. Or 7 and 8, but those are you, yeah, oh, yeah, sorry.
The very bottom is the pay.
Yeah, so it's mostly. Oh, there.
So, but, you see, you don't have control over the. The insurance and all that, so if.
yeah, first, 6 is all from HR.
looks like 420/40 is the first line, but that you really, like, on a, yes, like, third
I'm
down.
showing 43, 43010 is the first one.
1062 4204.
Clothing loans. But he's not changing clothing now.
That's just.
Oh, okay.
Two of them narrowed down.
It's FICA Medicare.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's.
2040.
42 or 40 is clothing.
It's got it.
What's the first thing you're gonna change?
So the first thing we'd like to add to is the 1062, 43010.
Travel mileage per ton.
Yes,
Okay,
Materials and supplies?
travel mileage control per day. Yeah,
Oh, gotcha, okay.
and I'd just like to bump that up $500 from 7,500 to 8,000. That would cover any travel once the officers, Officer Pendergrass would get fully staffed. And planning to travel to and from areas for any travel or any training that may be outside the city.
well. It's time.
Next item.
Building maintenance, we're gonna leave at 10. Becoming 12. Let's go down to 40, 440, 440. The equipment maintenance and repair. And notice the big change there. If you remember last year in 25, we asked for,
4,000.
well, it wasn't supposed to be 84,000, it's supposed to be, I can't remember the number for the records management system. But the previous finance director added that money that was allotted to that, that's why the huge increase from 27,000 to 84,000.
What was that?
As
For records for.
it was for our new report management system.
Software.
Okay, the software.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it was put into that line item instead of the software. So, but in the equipment maintenance and repair, we'd like to ask for 50,000. I think that should suffice us. For, and that's any equipment, be it firearms, handheld radios, flashlights. Anything the officers may need in the field, anything we may need in the office as far as printers, stuff like that. That should suffice.
Are you anticipating any software license renewals or?
I am, and I'm working with Mark 43 right now to ensure these numbers are not going to change. Year 2 payment, I believe, will be due in February of 27.
I think so.
Okay.
Actually, with that.
And that's gonna be 17,200.
What line item is that?
Material and supplies, 46,010.
I,
Is that it? Is that what
Or is that, no, that's the. Is it for a subscription for the,
It's gonna be subscription,
so
software news, I really don't know.
470.60. Dues, advertising subscriptions.
so software,
Are we jumping all the way down to?
70, 60.
Well, the So last year, I believe that was what was put in the equipment maintenance and repair, correct?
I'm not sure where, so this is where it got really muddy.
Yeah.
Uh, the amount we requested to start this program was 44,000 and some change, I believe. I think I rounded it up to 45,000. And for whatever reason, that money was put into the equipment maintenance and repair instead of down where it should have been in subscriptions. So I think for right now, if we just leave it in equipment maintenance for now, that way it's easier for us to find since we're already using it.
So your total of $50,000 is including 17
Yes,
for
yes,
software. Okay.
yes.
Is it 1,700?
17,200 is what we'll be doing next year. Yes.
So we're still at, equipment maintenance and repair,
Mm-hmm.
that was at 50, your request.
Your request 50.
Second.
Materials and supplies, again, this would be, so before we get into this, I have a request or suggestion, if that's allowed. Materials and supplies, I understand it to be pens, pencils, paper, ink, all that good jazz. Is that correct?
Okay, so for the other departments, yes, that's generally what the material and supplies is for pens, paper, that type of stuff. For PD, what do you want in that lineup? I mean, what materials would you say you're gonna take out?
Again, it's gonna be the daily use stuff, pens, pencils, markers, stuff that the guys may use in the field for evidence collection, envelopes, boxes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
My suggestion, because as much as I want to go paperless, we're burning through paper like mad. I think every department is there a possibility that we can combine the cost of paper, just buy it by the pallet? And as departments need it, they can come grab it.
So we've had discussion this morning about consolidating and rearranging and rethinking some of the processes that, just because we've always done it doesn't mean it was the right way, and that would be something that we could look at for sure. We get a better price in bulk. And we have to have some kind of a control so that I know you took 4 reams and she took 2 and I took 1 and, but
And the reason I asked that, and the reason we're asking for 15,000, the printers in our cars don't use the same paper, which they did, but it's more expensive.
The thermal.
Yeah, we use thermal paper in those, and that stuff it's not cheap, but thankfully we buy it semi-bulk. I think we buy 6 boxes at a time, that lasts us quite a while. Hopefully, that system will be up and running since we've got our new computers and laptops now. And that's where I asked, that's why 15,000 is for looking out for those printers.
so let me ask you, is there any other alternative beyond or besides the thermal?
There is, we could put inkjets, and that would put us on the same type of paper.
Right, but then now
But
you
now we're
have
in,
ink cartridges and most.
That's your better care.
yeah, and we have to mount the mounting and the ink would be the biggest issue.
And the reason I'm asking is,
Laser jet multi. Ink. Jet.
Right,
can you get one small enough to be,
Yeah,
Why?
I mean, so we got one that we move into the port, that one's laser. They do sell smaller ones that are more expensive, of course, but,
yeah,
maybe
I've
that's
looked at some
something-
options,
and ours is a printer copier,
Right.
so.
which would be nice in the field, if it's either gonna be mounted in your headrest or in the glove box. Somebody's stand power. It's complicated. The printers we have now, we didn't pay for, they were donated from state police. But just that thermal paper, and it's a problem for state police is dealing with it, so we're quite getting the thermal paper, because that's the primary way to print everything from track systems.
but it's no, if you forget, leave one out in the heat of the car or whatever, now you ruin the whole thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it's hard to keep spare rolls in the car because of that, it is so bad.
So KISS. Keep it simple, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Is it cost effective to buy new equipment versus buying more equipment?
So, no, I looked into that, last week. for a little bit. We talked about it in the conference I was at. The cost for a replacement heat transfer printer is about $850 on the right. On the low end, are around $475, but they're refurbished. I don't know what's being refurbished in them. But they're fairly expensive for the size and for what it did cheaper than they have. They're pretty expensive.
But now I'm talking about if you switched over to, inkjet.
And
like-
we're still gonna be in the ballpark of $500 to $700.
So maybe do a cost benefit analysis. The printers will run you, X for the laser and Y for the heat. Paper will run you this for this and this for that. You may make up the difference in not having to buy that thermal paper. And if that's the case, maybe that's the way to kind of start transitioning. I'm not saying everything all at once. but
Right.
When one goes out, instead of buying a new laser, go to the thermal, go to the laser or whatever. So
Yeah,
maybe a thought.
definitely an option, something to look at, but getting the paper, I think, centralized may be a start, it may help.
Sure.
Like I said, my plan, once this report management system goes live here in a few weeks, we will be paperless. Finally,
How many boxes are in a pallet, do you know?
Of paper, oh god.
Courtney, there's,
Well, there's 10 per box, and there's usually 30,
at least
40 boxes per pallet, depending on how.
so 3 or 4 range.
Okay.
Build a new room to store the paper.
Well,
Well, but what we could do, and you were talking about control, is we get the order in, and for our supplies, we take
divvied out.
10 boxes.
Yes.
For hers, we take her 3 boxes, we take.
Yeah.
PD,
Yeah, and then we're.
One box
Or
with, you know.
each
Yeah.
departments have to maybe make small room, but,
so,
because you got so much already.
Right. Under my desk.
Let's just sit on a box instead of a chair.
They work well to put your feet on.
So you won't have the problem with the paper, with the heat stuff in the car?
if we went to an inkjet style, no, sir. We would have the problem of the ink possibly drying out.
Yeah, but the laser kit would just be toner, correct?
yes.
Yes,
That's probably the safest, most stable way to go.
yeah, and it lasts longer. You get more for your money, that's the reason. You do invest more in the device, but you're gonna get the return back on the amount of print that you can get.
And it would only be in black and white, they're not getting color, so they need to.
Okay, but it takes like a regular cartridge would in a regular printer, right?
No, it just
No,
takes,
it's-
it takes one big toner cartridge.
It's just
Yeah.
one, that's the difference between laser and ink jet.
And those toner cartridges run 35, 40
Yeah.
bucks, and they'll last you a whole lot.
Well, and again, you can probably get a bulk discount if you buy 10 of them.
Mhm.
I just bought a black one for my computer and it's $53.
Yeah, because you have ink jet.
That's your inkjet.
Well, 'cause I'm old, so my computer.
It's time to.
So anyway, that's maybe something to look into. And,
Okay.
and thank you for the idea. We're looking for ways to make things simpler and better, so.
Sam, what are big departments doing?
It's really run of the mill. Normally, so agencies our size, we'll start there, agencies our size have gotten a lot of hand me downs from state. And those printers were probably at least 5 years old when we got them. So they're coming up on their end of life. Sure, we've still got 2 or 3 years, it's nothing emergent, just something to be thinking about for the future.
But state
Or
still have,
machines?
they still have the thermal.
Yeah, so some vehicles have thermal, some have the inkjet, and that's where they're mounting them in, the glove boxes. It just really depends on what fleet manager was doing that day. Albuquerque Police has, for the most part, taken their printers out of their patrol units, so only traffic specialty units have that stuff. I'm not sure what Rio Grande was doing. They kind of,
Something similar, something along those lines.
they kind of have the run of the mill, run of the gamut. So it's just really depends on what kind of budget they had and what they decided to buy in bulk at that.
Well, and I think kind of what their priorities are, and like you're saying with the APD, they have specialties. There are guys that do nothing but traffic, there are guys that do nothing but DWIs, there's guys that do nothing but. And so they specialize to those units, tailor them to that purpose. We don't have that luxury, so we've got to try to find something that kind of doesn't get too much in the way of the next thing we're doing.
And the reason for bringing it up in the paper is I'm hoping. Once we go live with the report management system, it's all gonna be tied together. So if they do a report in the field and that person wants it, or a crash report in the field and that person needs it for whatever reason, the officer can print it right there. Our tracks reports are automatically adapted. It's a state program, so if they need it for their insurance, it's right there. If they're printing off trespassing notices or criminal complaints or search warrants or anything, it's right there in the stamp.
Closer.
So it benefits the officer, and field, it benefits the citizens.
Sure.
So they have the immediate access right there. They will be able to get their case numbers right down, see the officer come to come back here, sign that case number, go back. So it just speeds up the process. Okay,
Next time.
materials and supplies, we're gonna drop that to 15,000. Let's,
Yeah.
postage, we're gonna leave it 1,000, do you have the actual from this? Just started using it in the machine?
For you guys? I don't.
And as far as like the IR stuff, I think, why aren't we taking it to the post office? So if you wouldn't have,
So when I came on, I drove it to Ellicott, you guys had been down and out of service, or so it was. So I'm not sure what the previous administration was doing with that machine.
so prior to, we would box it in that, and then beat to death and take it to the post office and ship it out.
Sure.
Prior to my retirement, it had been up in Santa Fe for Albuquerque. It's in Albuquerque, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah. In Albuquerque for 6 or 8 months, so. We're revamping, redoing something with the system, and so we just didn't have it, but. For the most part, if we weren't going to up there for another reason, it would be better USPS.
correct. So anytime if it has to go, we'll try to make arrangements, to pick something else up, just so it's not a waste of day. SLD hasn't, they still accepting the ship method, doesn't really matter. So it's kind of up in the air.
Right,
But I
so
think,
you're at 1,000 postage and shipping.
yeah, and I just found the expenditures, we've only spent $83 out of that. So I think $1,000 is, would be
Should be more than adequate. Yeah,
Yes.
but go south on you, it has to come back and forth still,
correct.
so you're gonna leave it,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Training, we're gonna leave at 15,000. This is mainly due to a very young department. There's not a lot of classes the officers can go to their first year out. So it's gonna be limited to DUI investigations, things that they need to be, their annual biennium trainings. Local stuff that we could do in-house, there's not gonna be a lot of travel for it, it's gonna be for the experienced officers that need to go to the advanced level class. And I think 15,000 is plenty. The most expensive class I found in the state so far is $850. So it's not terribly expensive for the classes. Yeah.
Good.
So 15,000 for training.
Thank you, just a second, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, whatever happened to the DWI stuff you used to have down right down here about the entry to the racetrack? Remember that one? You used to have the back.
So, go ahead.
So, thank God. DUI checkpoints are becoming a thing of the past. They're a nightmare to supervise, they're a nightmare to set up. State police is permanently taking those over for the entire state, so anytime there is one, it'll be ran by state police. They will invite local agencies so we can still go participate, but for the most part, state police is gonna run those down. Logistically, finance and administratively, they were a nightmare. One, we don't have the equipment anymore. Ridos was the only one that they checked here.
And I don't believe it belongs to them. I think it's Lincoln County DWI who owns it. They just house it.
I'm waiting, as a matter of fact, Mr. Carmen, have you received a email confirmation from either IGX or New Mexico Safer?
I believe I saw something yesterday. I'll have to go back.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't I didn't receive any emails from them.
We're waiting on, we got approved for 3 different overtime projects. They were supposed to set you up with accounts so we can charge them for reimbursement.
I'll look and see.
Yeah, well, it could be in there. We'll have to go back to herbs and see.
The big ticket item, fuel costs. Looking at it, we've been very fortunate, having a smaller staff is a good thing in some aspects, other aspects not so much. I think increasing it $5,000 to $65,000 will get us more than the way through the year. Putting a lot of miles on the units, thankfully. Our longest trips, unless you're going to a town for training, is back and forth to the jail. So it's been really good. Even looking back to last summer during the floods, when they're running their air conditioners, stuff like that, it was still fairly negligible. I think we made a small dip in the fuel budget. So I think 65,000 year to date. 11,745.
That's remaining, correct?
DC?
That's your actual to date, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, 38,225.
Yeah, that's your remainder.
Yeah, that's
Super.
Lindsay, should I just recommend that we leave it where it is and make it like a quarterly adjustment or a mid-year adjustment if it's not enough? We don't really know where our starting point is right now.
We don't leave it at 50,000?
For now, and then we can adjust it that way.
Was it 60?
Oh, 60,000.
So, you know, we're in a bit of a not situation right now worldwide.
Yes,
We don't know how long this is gonna take, but these guys are not gonna come back off of it any faster than they have to. So, I think maybe planning to should adjust citywide that quarterly, let's take a look at it, they may be the way to go.
Yeah.
You can adjust, you know, in a quicker amount of time, especially if we have to, if something really goes south.
Yeah.
I would be fine with,
The, for whatever it's worth, our federal government, people talking. Say that this is going to go into, even if it was to stop this month. They claimed it would be in 27 before you'd see a big
They're not
drop.
going back off the investor.
Well, no, everything goes up, but it never comes down.
Yeah, so the other thing is, how many officers you got running back with Captain? We got one Captain.
1, 2, 3 when he gets out of.
Okay. Our one officer that we had in the academy, is he out now?
He graduates the 22nd.
May?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good, good. So you're looking at, right now you got 3.
Yes, sir, with myself.
So you got 3 with.
Yeah, with all the photographs, yeah, there's 3 of us.
Officer Nevares also lives in Alto.
No, he lives in Rio Dos.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives off of.
You got 3 going over there, with 25, over 25 back.
Yes, sir.
50 miles a day, times 3, that's 150 times a week. That might be where you spend all your gas money.
Could be.
Sure.
Could
But it's in our deal. We did have an officer here once lived over in Tularosa and they gave us permission to drive over there back here.
So on that note, I was kind of off topic on that note. Mayor about it. We've had people apply from, one from El Paso, one from Tularosa. The third one lives here in town, thankfully. I've explained to them, anybody that applies, I explained to them, we're not budging on our limit. This is it,
What is it, 25?
25, yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about.
I make sure that they understand that, yes, we have a permit policy, but we're not willing to budge on it. I'm not willing to budge on it. 1, because the fuel cost, 2, because the possibility of a crash, and then getting into something outside the city limits.
Well, and unfortunately, there seems to be a trend where they're giving them more and more and more and more, and, Otero is
Otero, Eddie,
50 miles from
from the county.
the county line, so.
Oh, wow.
And-
Chaparral, you and Chaparral. you can
Well,
stay.
yeah, Chaparral, you'd be in their county, but
Right,
if you, from our county, their county line here, 50 miles down the valley, you could go. It gets to a point where it's counterproductive, and I don't wanna waste the fleet, you know,
No, I
on
understand where you come
road
from.
miles.
That's what I'm looking at. I don't know
Grid also allows them to Roswell.
where
To live in Roswell.
to take hold.
So 70.
See, that's, you, to me, that's just shoot yourself in the foot.
Well, I think we have to have some common sense,
Right.
and we need to allow, we're too rural to not have some distance.
Something like that. I agree, the 25 mark is on this.
You know, we've talked, Carrizozo, we had one guy apply from Carrizozo and I explained to him, he got picked up by Border Patrol, unfortunately. But I explained to him, you're not gonna have a take home card that far. Maybe you can park at the Capitan, that'd be fine, but you're not gonna be taking all the way to Carrizozo, that's just too far.
And in the past, we have had, we'll make arrangements with, like he says, Captain. Leave it at the Captain PD, so it's under
Yep.
observation. And
Park your car there from Carrizozo, drive the vehicle, I'll leave it back in. That's, and the only reason I'm saying that, and he brought up, my doctor's over there at Capitan, and I drive over there back and it's with no traffic, probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 35 at the most. The way I drive, if I'm on the motorcycle, probably 15 or 20.
all right, so we're gonna leave it at 60, I'm sorry,
60
and review.
yes.
So what we came up with, let's change those, all right.
Uniforms. 20,000 is gonna suffice us. That's gonna give us, if we hire, we got 2 positions open. If we hire those 2 positions, that'll get us their beginning uniforms. That'll also cover the cost of the vests. So we're good there. Like foreseen. Any outrageous fall purchases here.
Was anything worked out? And I know that before there was talks of whether or not they would take their uniforms or that would be contracted and then they would have to pay back, right? There was talks of some of that
So-
before,
There
but I
was,
never,
and that was negotiated and we ended up not doing it.
Okay.
Because those 5 uniforms that we purchased them come back to us.
okay,
Thankfully,
So,
we've got some.
generally-
Cycles. So if. Pretty much if anybody needed uniform, we buy it.
okay,
Generally, whenever you hire an officer, you're going to give him an inventory. So
Right.
Here's this gun and it has this serial number,
Right,
here's
right.
this. Upon his leaving, I want this, and this back.
yeah, we're checking,
So,
right.
basically, if you don't give me all my stuff back, you don't get all your payback.
Mhm.
So you're buying it for the space.
Okay. Okay,
Both.
And when it comes to the uncertified officers, I've asked them to buy into their career. And I make them buy their academy. Because those we can't use again, they put their names on them, so. And it gives them buy-in, some incentive to stay.
If it goes against the naked body, you can't give it to somebody else. Yeah.
Oh, I think I still have my academy, at least an academy shirt in closet somewhere.
Okay.
It's 30 years ago.
You can do closets.
It's not efficient. I get that.
This is fine, okay? This to me is something I've looked at for the last 4 or 5 years. And I've discussed it with the mayor prior to us, for him coming in and even after he came in. Is maybe stepping up a little bit on how many police officers we need as we can afford.
I would like to discuss that. I have some ideas. I would love it. Right now, I dug my heels in, from here, and I probably disagreed on a few things when it comes to scheduling. I do not want you guys to stop saying they're not my officers, they're our officers.
They're just as much yours as they are ours, so.
They're my kids. I look at them as my children. I do not want them alone. We've had situations in the last few weeks where we have had officers by themselves. I don't like it. It kept me awake at night. Thankfully, the communication is great. If they get into something, need clarification. I think I had 8 phone calls in about 2 hours a few nights ago. So, and I'm fine with that because we're making good decisions. But I do not want them alone. It is not safe for an officer to be alone anymore. I came up that way. I'm sure the mayor had times when we were by ourselves and that was
That's
it.
my career.
But it is dangerous.
Does that mean 2 individuals in one vehicle or?
No.
2 vehicles.
Two
on the same
officers
shift.
on at the same shift.
so that you have backup. You know, it's long lonely when you're the one rolling in the street and nobody's coming to help you,
Yeah.
so.
Or we could call somebody, they're 15, 20 minutes away in Reynosa, and we call for Reynosa before it's taking them long enough to get out here.
They would have to, I don't know the process anymore, but I know at one time they would have to get approval from their sergeant or their supervision to even have officer accountable for care.
What I can tell you is the other night, this situation, one of it, the situations at least that he was referring to. We had an officer on a call, he called for backup. And I saw a Forest Service LEO federal officer, a village officer and 2 sheriffs screaming for him. I also ran because I want
Yes.
to make sure everybody's okay, but it's always been the boots on the ground, do whatever it takes to make sure they all go home.
Right.
So these guys were running like they were serious. So,
Like it was one of them.
yeah.
I saw it and I appreciate that.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I called them because I was like, hey, I see 5 different agencies all going the same way together. Are we okay?
When I got a text message asking what's going on at Inspiration Heights, there's all kinds of cops. Okay, I was still in class, I'd sit back on my heels, just wait. And thankfully the officer and CD called me a bit later, it's like, hey, this is what's going on. I totally appreciate that. The communication's great. I could ask for, I could ask for better, but we'll get there.
How many calls did you just, subsequently, how many calls did you actually get from Inspiration?
You know, here lately, trying to compile proper stats has been very difficult because of the Mark 43 and the CAD system, us not having it yet. It's been really sporadic. It seemed like in March we were there 3 or 4 times.
Seems pretty cyclical, it always has. Sometimes you're there 4 times a day and then sometimes you'll be once a month. Depends on, you know, you'll get problem children in and then you're there all the time. The management's been pretty good. Is it still the same lady?
No, she's changed. The one that's here now is a newer lady. She's been here 2-3 years now.
From El Paso? I
I
don't
think
remember her name. Yeah, she's real good about, you get, you know, 2 strikes and you're out, basically. So that seems to help a lot. Years past, they had some less diligent management and it kind of went south pretty fast.
Our calls for service in the city are very, very sporadic. There's not one area that's more busy than the other. It's
It's hit and miss.
yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. It's very hit and miss. It's really odd. In my years of experience, it's really odd that I can't compile actual numbers and say, look, you guys need to focus on this area. It's, I mean, let's see what. Our biggest problem right now is the side by sides, the juveniles on side by sides.
Dirt bikes, 4-wheelers.
Yes, sir. I got sing praise for Officer Nevada sings by himself again. Last week, he came across a 10-year-old on Parkway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Followed the kid back to his house. The mom was not compliant in the beginning. Officer Nevada's diffused everything, got everybody calmed down, and was able to write her citation that she signed for, apologize for her actions. So that should be coming forward here in a few weeks.
Was the residence on Stackville?
No, she lives at.
And the-
Don't-
yeah, just in the area.
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah, she lives in the city. But it was an example of having to be that officer that can diffuse and also protect. It's trying times. You gotta know when to talk and when you need it. But he got very well, very well.
And I think those numbers will change too with the summer months. We see a lot more people out on the park. And, you know, situations happen well, people get heated at games.
So the other thing that's gonna make it weird for us for a little while is we're so used to the dynamic changing when the track hits. You know, and we're gonna have 5,000 less residents
Right.
over the summer. That's gonna change that dynamic. Who knows what it's gonna do other than you won't have the load of calls there that you generally get, right?
Mhm.
So I think.
Like I said, right now with the side by sides, they're keeping us busy. We have put out, the guys have pamphlets they hand out if they stop one, try to give them warning first time. We've got posts on Facebook, word of mouth. I've explained to people till it's blue in the face that they cannot buy them a federal highway. Just don't. So we kind of
Speaking to that, I don't know, Joey may be able to tell you the contact from, in person, your POC, but on 70, there are signs westbound. Nothing that I've seen eastbound.
So there is, point of contact for that is Corporal Morales with Game Fish, it's Game Fish down the start.
Well, it's a state highway, the signage is what I'm saying.
Right, so the signage was put in at the recommendation of Game and Fish.
Okay.
So there is signs at the Y.
Okay.
Talking with Corporal Morales now to get those moved, I'd like it further into the city limits.
Like something
Mhm.
closer to the Walmart area, something like
So there
that.
is one right in front of the track westbound.
Yes, westbound I've seen,
Um,
eastbound is,
The only one eastbound that's in the city limits
Got one,
is.
that's bound right down here.
That's westbound, that's the one I was thinking, it's west. So yeah, the only one that's eastbound is at the Y.
yeah, let's see if we can get that, a couple more.
Yes,
Yes, sir. He explained that one is there because that's where the ROV route. is.
Yes, right.
Mhm.
So absolutely, I would like him to move that one from the left side. I said, so it's
So
visible.
they can see it, sure.
But maybe if we can get one there, I'd love one right at the city on the side, right, go talk to Bill. So-
yeah, I was thinking that's probably the best place
Light it
for
up,
it.
or something around that area, maybe.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
Where's your next
as
change?
far as,
Uniforms is fine. The next change, I would like to decrease telephone and communications,
We like that.
down to 6,000. Looking at what was used. I think we spent 4,200, so I think 6,000 will get us through. I'm not sure why we're paying telephones if we're paying internet for those phones. You know,
So there's again, one of those discussions of maybe revamping some of our
Correct.
processes.
all of our phones, all of our desk phones, I should say, are voice over internet. So if we're paying internet, I'd like to see that maybe bundled possibly.
So the way the internet phones work is you still have a central system that you have to, we're paying a lease type deal on for the phone. We own the phones. So we still have to pay them for it to come in and they route it to whatever number you're calling, and it's the same as the old phones, it's just internet.
Oh, yeah, I think 6,000 is plenty there. You know, that one's another utility that maybe we can consolidate later on. You know, but I think 6,000 would be fine.
Okay.
Again, utilities, I'd like to drop that down to 6,000.
That's again, one of those that we're gonna do, let's leave it for now and fix the process.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
So it won't be part of your budget anymore.
That would be so nice.
It only makes sense.
Yes, ma'am.
Like,
If it can be done, I would be so happy.
We're going to investigate the possibility.
your officers, you don't say it doesn't supply them with cell phone, do they?
No, sir, the only ones that have city cell phones right now is myself and the two CSOs. They have city phones, and then of course the chief's position is a city cell phone.
Yes, sir.
So Selena was talking about getting cell phones because any business that's done, if they need to
Yeah.
subpoena a phone, that means
That would be a best practice. It's been a cost issue in the past, but
So-
that would be a best practice.
As far as the police department goes, all of the officers that have access to evidence.com through apps. There's an app, I've told them all to download. They can use their phone as a body camera, as a camera, or as a recording device, and it bypasses the phone. So the phone is only used to transmit from the scene back to evidence.com to alleviate that problem.
well, the deal would be more like. You said the officer called you, you got like 8 phone calls. If whoever he was dealing with goes, well, I wanna know what your conversation,
how many
Was-
times they were,
It's on like,
well, and I understand that, but you still.
but it would still be,
to subpoena the records.
it would still be, is what there's.
Yeah, so a lawyer could say, well, we want the cell phone so we can go through and see what was on there, then that means they're giving up their personal cell phone that they called you. So I'm thinking maybe
That's a possibility if we looked into a package
a
for,
big package.
just, we'll look at it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
What do you have next?
Next is ammunition. I was gonna taste my vinegar.
It already does.
Yeah, because we're going to 9mm, which is a cheaper round if you. Right now I'm short on 12 gauge ammunition. So the 7,000 would suffice and give us probably plenty enough 12 gauge to get some balls and whatever else comes up.
So you've already placed the order for the 9, right?
Correct, and it's from March 3rd. It's been a while. It's supposedly 120 to 140 days out. Because everybody has to have a limit. We've got plenty of rifle ammunition in T-23. 12 gauges is where we're lacking. We're fixing to do a qualification at the end of the month, so we'll be down a little bit more. But I still have some reserves. 7,000, I'm going to this one. Yes, sir. And that will get us plenty of double aught buck and buckshot.
It's not bad, that uncle's expect that.
Zero. So the next one is dues, advertising and subscriptions. That one, I would like to increase to 5,000. That will cover any dues for the Police Chief Association, municipal league, any of those costs.
As well as advertising.
Yes, sir. Advertising and recruiting is where I was going on the big ticket thing. I'm learning every day. It seems like there's another agency that's increasing that we're having to combat with, compete with. So any advertising that we can get out there, I would love the money to do that. It's flyers or whatever.
Yeah, we need to quit doing what we've been doing and figure out a better way to recruit.
Yes,
So do you want to raise it by 3,000 and make the total 5, or raise it by 5,000 and make the total 7?
raise it by 3,000, make that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, well, you're only losing $9 plus what you come down on them with the telephone.
So the new equipment for vehicle, we'd like to drop that down to 8,000. We're not gonna be asking for any vehicles this year. And visits and preparation, if we have to replace any printers, the 8,000 will get us potentially 8 printers for the vehicles that will be on patrol.
Well, if Jody's gotten all those miles for that Crown Vic, if you need a new car.
I would take that car. Yeah, that's I'm sure.
That's what I was saying earlier, about 7 million miles and one just like it.
So,
Yeah, it's like driving a easy board recliner, so comfortable.
27, the one.
8,000. That would get us, so if we need to replace any, right now our fleet, thankfully, again, having a small staff, our fleet is in immaculate condition compared to every other agency in the state. Our fleet is, next week, we will have dash cameras installed. There's radars in every unit, the radios being replaced thanks to the grow money, so everybody's gonna have the same radio. It's not gonna be a mix match hodgepodge that Florida was laying on that, it's all gonna be one standard thing in every unit. So this 8,000, if we have any incidents,
currently, how many positions do you have in PD?
8 with the chief.
8 with the chief, okay. Is there a unit for each of those driving positions?
Yes.
Okay.
And that will leave me
Will you have any left over?
1, 2. Right now, I believe I have 3 spare vehicles. Fully staffed, I should have 2 spare vehicles. So if one goes down, we still have another marked unit to put that off, so we go back.
So we had a conversation, with P and Z. Do you have any of the old, Explorers left
So I have
serviceable?
2, one that's marked and one that's unmarked. They're both
Silver.
both serviceable. I spoke with her this morning, reached out to Artesia to see if they have anything that they're willing to transfer down. We can purchase for a small amount. There's several other municipalities around that may have some stuff we can get for her. But yes, that is an option.
The unmarked is the silver?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the other is still outfitted or?
It is still outfitted, cage, radio.
But that's the one that you're saying you would use in the case that one of them is,
Yeah, is that it? On the line?
Potentially, right now, it's, yes,
that would be your spec.
yeah.
Okay, so see what you can come up with. And
Once Officer Pendergast gets out of the academy, that will tell us what we're gonna need, he'll be moving back into his more full vehicle. So we can get those units back on the road. Uh, We'll have a better view of that.
Okay.
Like, absolutely, I told you that I would help her try to find something in the income until we get something local.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
What do you have next?
So. Yeah, so insurance, somehow we went negative in that line item.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was a accounting error, that entry error, or if there was a change that we did. Form.
Yeah, I don't know.
So whatever it is, we'll fix it, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Were you able to identify which insurance that actually is? Is it vehicle insurance? Is it personnel insurance? Do you know?
no, personnel insurance would be on that
At the
first,
top,
at the first page.
Okay,
Yeah.
page, it's on the second one.
Second one, right up top.
2050 would be.
Yeah, with,
Personnel insurance.
okay.
this one would be,
It's self-insurance on.
This looks like vehicle.
That's probably when,
When
code
we-
enforcement is the out.
So, to my knowledge, that was in the previous budget. Why we're over by 7,000 this year?
No, and again, I think it's one of those where they're splitting it out and part of it's paying their, it's probably a data entry error, would be my guess.
Because we haven't had,
But
we haven't had any fleets.
don't put that out,
I know.
don't.
We're good. We're good. No, we haven't.
my only question is maybe, did you get 2 or 3 more vehicles where then she would build out more insurance for PD?
Yeah, lots of folks.
2 new ones, but it's
That's a whole chunk of change for
Okay.
insurance
Yeah,
on two.
for vehicles that haven't even been on the road. That's a
Yeah.
huge chunk.
But they're still, they have to be insured.
Sure, but,
Right.
but $7,000 for 2 vehicles seems a bit steep.
oh,
Mhm.
that much?
Yeah,
Yeah, so $7,000.
So it's over by 7.
Yeah.
It was read by 7.
That's
Oh,
not.
yeah, that's like,
So I'll figure out whatever that is.
Okay.
I would just say, let them figure it out and we'll make an adjustment. when we
Yeah.
do it.
My recommended number was 50,000. Last year we budgeted for 4660. Seeing that 7,000, that's why the extra dollar out there.
Can we, do you mind if we wait until we figure out what happened?
No, that'd be perfect.
Okay.
No, absolutely. If we can figure out, we can table that line item, figure it out as we go.
What do you have next?
Next is dispatch. Thankfully, those numbers did not change. Thank you, Mr. Carmen.
No
You're
problem.
very instrumental in keeping dispatch in mind.
thank you.
It's you, too.
Thank you, Mr. Tarman.
I argued on that, the meeting for this, it showed them that they didn't know how to do math.
The math wasn't math, and he showed it, so.
Thank you. See,
Yeah.
you're already a liar.
You pay to fight the bullets.
Yeah,
So what number are we,
It's
300?
status quo, right? It's what
Yes.
it says.
Okay.
that's exactly what we paid last year, what we'll pay this year.
Okay,
35 to cross sign.
they must love you.
What's the next change?
So the next change, again, is gonna be a minus number for computer equipment, $2,000. I'd like to drop it to $2,000. Again, we have,
So cap out?
Cap out.
capital computer equipment.
Okay. And you want to drop it to what?
Drop it down to 2,000.
Flat?
Because last year we were thankful enough, we got everything upgraded, all of the desktop computers, all the laptops were upgraded. That 2,000 is there in the event.
Okay.
So,
Or if something crashes, get another one coming.
yes,
Okay, so what we discussed earlier is that we should probably have all of our computers on the schedule. So that you don't have to buy all of them all at once.
correct.
And because you know how much of a headache that turned into.
It was,
Yeah,
Angela and I argued with, I think, 3 different companies.
it was fun.
it was hard for me to get to, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was a chore. I would love to get on some kind of rotation, even with our IT folks.
Mhm.
If we can get them on a regular rotation, so it makes just that much easier. Okay, this one's up.
Yeah,
Let's change that.
yeah, so,
I will say with, on that note with Integrity, I was able to reach out to them when you came in to find out what computers needed upgrading, and they had to tell us. I mean,
yes, they can.
They should be.
They're
running-
very good at,
yeah, they have that schedule.
yeah, they do have that schedule
Yeah.
and they, if you call them, they'll tell you,
Yeah,
you have a year left on it, maybe, you know, they'll give you that.
yeah.
Again, I praise Integrity every time that I've called with a problem, they be able to remote it in and fixed it. I took to figure out too, and fix these.
They're really great.
What do you have next, sir?
Next, cap out cameras. So the 26,250 was in there last year. I'm not sure why the former finance director even put that in there. I don't know if it's form, but it worked out for us this year. Our body camera contract expires in August. The first year for the new contract is gonna be 12,000 and some change. So that 26 will come out of that for that contract. So I'd like to leave that as. So it'll upgrade our body cameras. It'll actually give us 2 more spare body cameras. So we're kind of staying with the type of body camera.
So you'll stay 26,250.
Yes.
Body camera is something that state reimbursed.
So yes, talking with Tim Johnson this week, they will reimburse the camera itself. So I've got to send them
Oh, yeah.
the potential, it's the invoice of potential. check.
Yes,
And they will reimburse us for just the software.
Yeah,
The camera
this
itself.
is cost associated
For the
as
device.
storage space.
It's the rest of it, and not the camera.
Just the device.
I can find out in a wall.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, yeah, there's avenues there with.
Okay.
What's next, sir?
That's all I have for the police department itself.
You ready to jump up to the next one?
Once I find it.
We'll control.
Can I jump in before he does that, sir?
He's asking if you can jump in before him. He's asking.
I was wondering if I could jump in before you start your next section?
Concerning what?
It's the 250th birthday for the American,
Yes, sir.
and they're offering 250 flags to those deserving individuals that serve New Mexico.
Oh, wow. Yeah, certainly. This is a work session, so we can't make any decisions.
No, I'm
but-
just giving you the information, sure, so that you can look at it.
Okay.
And make, you.
Thank you.
I got. First.
Yeah, so-
I would like to tell everybody, this gentleman helped us so much during the Easter egg hunt.
So I can.
He showed up the day before, showed up the day up. He was so useful and helpful and we appreciate you so much.
I just figured that the best people to do this would be the city, because you got the police department, the fire department, all the other certain departments that serve New Mexico on a regular basis. They don't get no recognition.
Well,
Well, thank you.
Well, it's a bit, I thank you for that, sir. Get up.
I'm also alive.
Do you have, is your the contact information in here?
Yep, everything's in there.
Okay, you still collect glasses?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I need his contact information.
we'll get you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll make
Get
copies
it
and
distributed.
give it to everyone.
Thank you.
Okay. And it's due by the 27th of April, that's why I'm pushing it.
Ah.
Yeah.
I know, I just,
Put it on the
the day myself, so I'm jumping on it like crazy
Right,
fool.
well, we appreciate it. We will pass it out and
I
hopefully.
figure this is the best place to distribute.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
Lucky day, we wouldn't have been here.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Thank you, sir.
Comes on, just so.
Are you gonna do animal control next or something else?
No, I don't think, that's okay.
So it's same page.
Well,
page 9. Yeah, so page 9 has the
So good page.
8 at the bottom.
Yeah, but it's all a.
Oh.
Yeah,
There's.
The first page, go to be starting.
it's on page 9. We know why we still have them broken out as code enforcement and animal control separately.
Well, they're not separate. There's nothing under code enforcement.
Oh, yeah, that's right, I'm sorry.
But why, the question is, why do those lines still exist?
Yeah, that would.
Mr. Charming.
Because, nobody ever told me to delete them.
We've got other things to do, but at some point they need to be, they're community service.
What about that next year?
Officers.
Few things with CSOs, their fuel costs, I'd like to raise that to 10,000. They are on the road a lot more. That for pickup, it's a Ford pickup.
If it's anything like,
What do you say, Sam?
we're at.
60/30.
460/30.
So you go for 7,000 to 10,000,
Yes, sir.
okay?
But again,
One vehicle right now, right?
Yes, sir. And on that same note, if we need to.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Where are you at year to date? What do you have left?
We should probably be doing that about.
I don't know if we did or not.
Year to date, we're at 38,255.
Out of the, what was it?
50.
No.
No, that's long.
That was 71st.
Yeah, well, I was just saying,
That
we're on a lot of miles.
Yeah, law enforcement.
was 71.
Not there.
It is, we printed the general.
So again, I guess let's try that, leave it where it's at for now and we'll
Sure.
visit. Just so we can maybe keep a closer eye on whatever
Absolutely.
is gonna happen. fuel-wise.
Absolutely. I don't believe that they went over, matter of fact, I know they haven't went over. We would have said sooner.
Sure.
So, yeah, if we need to table that, absolutely.
So you do have the two vehicles for,
One.
you just have one vehicle for those two positions.
Correct.
So the one, the older vehicle is being utilized by the public works or parks or somebody, it's got transferred to them.
Yeah, right now,
But they did find out the wrong with it when,
No.
I guess when they see us all, found complaint, right, and they never could find out the wrong.
and because, Jim is out on workers' comp,
Right.
Edward has been working by himself and just driving the one vehicle. That's why Joey asked to use that truck. All I asked him to do was take the animal control stickers off. But they've been using maybe streets.
It's somebody, yeah, I've seen
Public
it.
works.
It's driving.
Yeah, but they still, see here, what, a couple weeks ago, it still had animal control on the lower part.
I think it just says Ruidoso Dams.
Yeah, really just,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, they've got both sides changed.
Yes, they should be,
Okay.
right, but it does still have a cage, right?
Yeah, it still has one of the older cameras.
Okay. So any word on when we'll have two back up?
Surgery was the 16th,
Um,
16th?
16th, I believe.
and that was,
I'm hoping July, depending on the
It's a 12
physical.
weeks, they say, and I'm. What that's actually gonna turn out to be, but it'll take just 12 weeks recovery.
What happened?
Before,
Torn meniscus,
Okay.
At work,
um. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but
exactly. So yeah, right now we're using just one truck, so that is helpful.
Yep.
what's next, sir?
Next is their uniforms. I'd like to increase that to 2,000. Mostly, when we hired Edward, we didn't order him his set of uniforms. And looking through the regs, there's nothing set in stone for CSOs. So I'd like to buy them at least on sets of their.
You wanting to develop a uniform form basically?
And on that note, I would like to change their uniform. If you're interested.
That's an internal process.
Okay,
but I like. It. As long as it's not weak.
so it's basically double it from 1,000 to 2.
yes.
Yeah, general fold snap, it's right over. The only thing I request is don't make them look like cops.
Sid, like,
That's my entire plan.
Okay.
That's my entire plan.
That scares me to death when.
Yeah,
So
because that-
come out looking like an officer, because if you're not of your right mind, you're not gonna know.
And they're, yeah, and that way they're
They're
safer. And,
immediately identifiable, but they do have body cameras. I've mandated that they have body cameras.
okay,
But I want to get that out of the scene. Stage.
yeah.
I think it's so far, it looks good looking.
with the kid on one, you go with.
Right.
We have enough animals there.
Yeah, I recently, they gave me the idea, they're wearing gray shirts, check pants. But unfortunately, there's law enforcement agencies that are the same thing as a truck.
I'm sorry, what you at, what were you saying?
He asked what colors, what we're looking
What
for.
type of uniform you want? Do they need all the cargo pockets and stuff on it, like maybe your PDs?
I didn't wanna say no and hand them up, but possibly,
You know, most of those guys utilize a bunch of those pockets.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
For security stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives them a place to store latex gloves or whatever.
Mhm.
Leashes, whatever they may need to have.
Correct, but as far as color, they I think pick one that's not associated with law enforcement.
So you guys work that out, it's an internal process.
But it could be.
Well, I have a couple of pink shirts, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. But it is a process. I'd love to get it out of them. I don't deal with badges that they need them for identity, but I don't want them to have the same style look. So it's that 2000.
So you can get for two people out to just $2,000 for their 5 or 6 uniforms and a badge.
So, and that's where I'm only gonna buy them 3. So they'll get 3 shirts and 3 pants. The vendor that we use in Hobbs is really good, gives us really good deals. And people work with us on quite specific ACO or CSO officer. Badges is not questions.
That may be something we visit further down.
Right. Get some,
Uniforms would make the bigger difference, I think, first.
Okay,
so that'll get us there.
but next, sir,
And the, what is that, the last two.
Two.
Is the personnel costs. I'd like to increase that to $1,000. That line item is used for any onboarding, so it's evaluations, UAs, physicals that we do for new hires. Those are also required if in the event of a fleet or any situation, or a complaint comes in and you have to do them. That's where that money comes from. I didn't realize it was that low. I'd like to raise it up to 1,000 like this for the officers. That would we should pay for those. Get it taken care of here locally faster.
Right.
And that is it for. I don't even know what policy is.
Well, it's listed as town control.
But it's all together.
all together, we'll do a cleanup.
Is that all you got?
What did you have, when did you have your photographs scheduled?
2 o'clock.
I don't know, we're right on time here, 2 over.
It worked out perfect.
Good?
DC, are you gonna talk about police grants?
So I have put off any grants until we are closer to the audit being completed. Majority of everything I've looked at, the GAG grant, the Edward Byrne grant. They're. Can't remember which one it is, they matching either 10 or 20%. Once we have our audits and we know exactly where we are financially, citywide. Looking into more of those.
You have some time before their due dates or,
I don't recall, I think the Edward Byrne is already closed and Jack Grant is been to. Mostly for that reason, so we know where we are financially, and we want to ask for 20% of the. 250.
nope. Appreciate that.
The last category is law protection, law enforcement protection.
Right, so that is a one that we get from the state, and we're just having. So we get a lump sum for being a municipality, and then we get an additional. Maybe 1,500.
Based on its number.
Of certified ones. So that's what we get from the state on that. And we are in compliance with that. I have to make sure to clarify.
Seems every year comes due is our lowest point for officers.
Pretty much. Last year, we got really close. I think we got 99,000 last year. This year, we're gonna get. Or we should have already gotten the check. For 102,000 and some change, 102,500, I think it's called. We're looking at. The one that's in question from the state is the law enforcement retention.
Or if it's based on.
That's going away.
Right.
It's kind of being phased out, right?
I believe next year, this is year 5, they can apply for it. I believe next year we'll end it. I'm waiting on the answer from BPS as to whether we qualify for that. Okay, and
They changed some of the stipulations.
they actually opened it up, so the pension fund can be used for almost anything related to law enforcement, down to animal control, the records clerk position, a administrative assistant position, another evidence technician position, so if you can go to positions, it can go to equipment, as long as it's tied to one. They have to do some of it.
You know, let's look at maybe some creative ways to be able to,
Yeah, once I get an answer from the academy, from DPS, we'll know if we're gonna be eligible for that.
also,
We'll let you know.
question, just.
Yeah. So we should have already got this law enforcement protection in.
And normally it's distributed March 31st. We maybe wait until July this year. But we can reach out to
Say, find out, Dan,
Erica.
I just want to make sure and then, and I'm just gonna ask you about the grants. Because right now I'm showing you got like 15,000 grants still in. Or what you asked for last year, or got last year. Have you spent that?
I didn't apply for him last year.
So it's showing 15,000 in grants.
What line item are you getting?
What they're 20, 30, 36, 055,
I don't have those numbers.
What page are you on?
15. It says police grants and revenue. And then it has expenditure. So I just wanted to make sure that you actually got that and spent that. It's all on.
Did you not have it?
Yeah.
The top one shows the grants, what you got. And then the bottom one shows your. What was spent.
2030, which one?
23rd, well, there's 2030. 055, it says racetrack and casino,
Oh,
and then VRO
Oh, okay.
reimbursement. Of $5,000, and then underneath it shows. It's for expenses that you spent that. And I just want to make sure that you actually got that and spent that.
is that for service to the,
Please,
that's for service to the racetrack, right, during the season?
So that was for that was the MOU we signed
Right,
April of last
last year.
April, May of last year.
do we actually have any events where we utilize you? I don't think
No,
it was
really.
the year
No.
prior.
Last year was a very difficult year, it was a rebuilding year.
Yeah,
We didn't have any. We didn't use any of those funds. The LERF, the retention fund, the one I'm talking about, Selena and I have probably pulled more hair up than the carrot too.
okay. Well, because the other one that says was $5,000 was the VOR reimbursement.
So that is a DWI overtime project. The village is the financial agent for the county. It's a county DWI program.
I understand.
And again, we didn't have the staff to even work any of those projects.
So then you wouldn't have gotten any of this money, even though she put it in the budget. Okay, that's,
So
Those are reimbursements, so we wouldn't have any money.
those should be zero. We didn't work.
Yeah, so,
that's why I'm asking, because you've got money coming in revenue and that's going out.
That's gotta be something else, because those
Yeah.
reimbursements.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think our time budget really didn't take a hit even with the fund. I think you're clean there. Well,
Rising. Rising out there.
if we were able to work it pretty well and keep the cost too, but. I'm sorry.
Anything else?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm done with them.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, thank you.
Tell Matt digitally fix that issue, the butter bar
Yes,
fixes it.
yeah, it's a quick fix and.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I need to talk to you about a security thing that I would like to change.
Okay, so you and me conversation?
Yes. Yes,
Let me finish up here and.
absolutely, absolutely,
Okay, thanks, sir.
absolutely. Thank you all, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next guy, go get your picture taken down.
I do.
Get the rest of us get a picture first when you break the camera.
you forgot your change.
Take my tie off.
Smile like you're happy.
There we go.
Deals with grants.
Budget or. I don't have any.
I think it was, I think it was a resolution, or no, it was an agreement. It was an MOU.
Yeah, that should be.
Melina would know where it is.
Yeah.
They.
Yeah, the only words we're looking at.
They pay the city pays the taxi out. So we never, they got lots of right, they got to do that.
So great. What we have to talk about yet is we covered the legislative budget, but we haven't covered the executive budget, what that's at. And then also we haven't talked about administration. Yeah, we haven't covered admin, but I want to do admin as well. Can you find it?
No, but yeah, admin's right. Very first. But
Yeah.
page three.
Finance and administration is on page, starts on page 5.
Okay.
Well, the election department, again, I don't think that's something we need at all, I mean. Good to go, you know, it's. So, which one were you thinking, the election department?
That had been like.
We changed the process, by which we hold elections, and the county clerk does them now.
Oh, okay.
So there's no need for any of those.
Save some paper and some.
So I guess right below that is general administration,
Right.
before we even get down to finance.
Contracts and professional fees, 170,000.
Yeah, that's for engineering contract.
Oh, and they're through us instead of through Joe.
I thought Jeanette said that it was under Joey's.
And that's what I'm thinking about, because she's putting it.
Do you have a year to date on it at all?
I do not, we don't think I did.
Okay,
Read these.
so it could still hold the whole 170.
Yeah, I'll look at all this.
Okay.
And if I can email everybody.
With that, and there's no lawyer fees on this, one, right? So that 170 is not.
Well, that could be,
It's possible.
that could be
The attorney?
Yeah.
the city attorney. I'll have to look and see what that.
I mean, what was
He was 144.
44 base?
Yeah. And this 170 could very well be done under what's.
That's probably right. Yeah, we do have steer expenses for the contract, but it's less than that by much.
When are we gonna get to see that as a city?
I guess what other contracts and professional fees?
Yeah. Letter basically, hey, this is where you're at this point, if you need more, let's move forward with it.
Yeah.
What other contract and professional fees would we be paying? I guess integrity?
No, that's under a different,
That's okay.
Yeah.
that's a whole different budget.
I mean, that would-
Well, it would be,
So,
The
are we
council
asking for about the 170?
yes,
That's probably all entirely done under.
right, but what other things could we possibly be paying out of there?
Shouldn't be anything.
We should,
Shouldn't be anything.
Unless there's some.
I mean,
The paper contract that I know.
well, we have the accounting,
Well, that's
That's
new.
new,
right.
that's,
And this 45 not gonna close.
right,
For that.
yeah. It will, we're not doing that. The next one down, that financial audit service would be the auditors.
Right, and
The audit company.
we got them at, what was it, that contract? It was
But 78.
for both, but it came under the threshold. Right at,
Came under 16.
Yes,
yeah,
Oh, awesome.
right at the threshold. So 60. I think we need to go to that then, make sure we're,
For sure, but are we gonna put both years on here?
well, that was for both, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Or one and then we,
I think it was one and then we got, because we're switching
Yeah.
our independent auditor too.
right,
So it was
so we
just,
got a contract on the independent.
yeah,
And it was under the threshold, I can't recall if it was for both years or just the one,
just the one.
and then. Well, then we need to double it, because we're gonna do 1, 2,
I think it was 58.
It was right at the threshold, minus GRT.
I think after going like 58, if I'm not, I could be wrong, 56 or 58.
Right in there, yeah.
The-
And then Harmelia is the other one, so,
Right.
so we're looking at.
Three times.
Except how they're gonna help, but.
You're gonna help as much as Mr. Tarvin wants.
80.
Mhm.
So 180
100 and 80 instead of, okay,
instead of 45.
And then the attorney fees?
So I was, just discussing it, we have received, and I'm gonna have to find it. Received a letter, basically saying, this is where you're at so far in our contract services with, Ms. Winters through the municipal league. And you may include further charges as we move forward. I don't have the number in front of me, but as I recollect, it's almost, or just a little over half of this 170. So, I'll get that and get it out to you guys so you can see it. I just don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry, but I'll get it to you. But it's well within that constraint if this is what that is for.
Okay.
But it is what it is. We gotta get things taken care of, get them straightened out, get back on track. It's gonna be money well spent, even if we have to take money away from each department to make up for it. Got to spread it across the table as easy as we can. And then that being looked at, if we can do it without taking anything away from them and still come out good and get what the departments have asked for, with the audits being turned in on time for this coming year, then it's worth what we're spending now.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little painful growth and changes, but it's necessary to get it done.
But
I mean,
we're spending too much if we don't bother.
So we're leaving too much on the table that we can't get to if we don't do it. So whatever the pain, we can endure it, get past it and move on.
Corey, do you want to do the finance and admin part of it?
Sure, we can do that. I'd rather, these will just be suggestions, and then when she's back, we can take a look at it. Don't,
Needs to leave.
Yes.
the only thing is, and if you look, I think everything should be pretty decent to stay the same, except for, I can't quite, there we go, the training. Just simply because we've got, Angela's got to renew her CPO, there's some other classes out there. Selena actually canceled her classes, she was gonna go for a week on there. And with the 90, cause classes just keep going up, and that's a big thing. The CPO classes are now charging $85 a class.
That's why I didn't take it.
Yeah,
So I'm a firm believer in everything that you can do to improve yourself, improves us as a whole. So I support training every opportunity we can. The better we become, the better we can do. So
so that would be the only line increase that
what are you thinking?
I'm thinking if we can increase it to, it was 96. So we could put another 1,000 and make it 10,600. That would easily cover everything, because that was our only real line item that was
Right.
real tight.
I'm really in suspense about what is a suspense account.
Suspense account.
Yeah, it's under, is that just?
Suspense account. I hope to God, I don't know.
I just love suspense novels, and that has an even, that's zero.
I got it to zero.
Yes, they should be.
Is that?
Is that a thankful or
Just
should we be thankful or
Uh,
not?
It's, Got it, it's been,
So you
So
spend,
just a quick question, I'm sure it's a typo or that entry or
Okay.
something, but on page 5, finance and administration, first line, time positions, SA. So it was 357, 211, 25, 26, 26, 27. They have 16,790.
well, that's just,
That's just, so the way this one, when it prints out, it shows.
Is that the remainder unspent?
Well, it's actually suggesting that we raise it 16,000.
I'll raise it that amount.
That amount, because by the end of the year, we may be 16,000
Okay, so,
overdrawn or whatever.
so we should take those as suggestions and
And we could do that, but again, then that's gonna be talking to HR, cause she handles
That's on her. it's good enough.
all the stuff for that, and
Good enough.
why would it tell us, suggest to raise it if there's no reasons, right?
well, the computer didn't know, but we,
Yeah.
some personnel. tried-
It could be a tour.
Oh,
That's right.
so the way Casell works is, let's say I give you a $500 for the yearly budget. Okay, and halfway through, you've spent 250. It
Right.
looks at it and goes, oh. Is she
In
gonna be
another-
okay for the rest of the year, cause
Right.
she's only halfway there, and she's only spent.
But if you're at 75%, then
But
it's
if you're 75% and it calculates, oh, you maybe need to raise it, blah, blah, for
That's
the next
projected.
year,
Okay.
is all.
So it's projections is all it is.
Right.
It's just a projection,
Okay.
is all it is.
Sorry.
No, no, it's okay.
Or does anyone know what the countdown computer equipment?
That is for getting.
Computers.
Yeah, where are we at with that? It's on 6.
Yeah, it's what, 20,000 is the budget,
Yeah,
and I don't believe we bought any new computers for any of finance.
so do we know, again, where we're at?
Well, it would be finance and administration, right? So that would include.
Yeah, it would be finance and administration, and that would cover. I think we just spent just real quick, cause we had to buy those cables, $8.
Yeah, like 16.
Yeah, so it's been little,
Yeah,
you
once,
know,
once
like-
you have decent computers, you know, you have to buy an adapter. You know, the headphones, it's not anything major that you have to.
so far, like I said, except that, and I liked. Mayor Scott's idea of getting on a schedule, we need to go through all that,
Yeah.
figure out which one's the oldest one.
Right.
And let's start changing them out, not all at once, but
I agree with that.
one at a time, but I
And
think.
and it's less painful.
My problem is that I know they were saying that technically being good and stuff, but so far I have not been happy. So, for what they charge and then what they charge you for your computer, we could have got all those specs for probably half the money.
Okay.
And so I've dealt with one a little bit. I have not been real. I have an email problem.
Okay.
He spent, how many hours was that? I was talking,
God,
4 hours?
Day,
Yeah, like 4 hours.
Mhm.
Trying to fix my email problem. He finally calls me and says, I can't fix it, you're just gonna have to live with it.
no.
Who was this, 30?
I went in there with a computer problem of my own. And, they charged me more than I was expecting. And then he said, what you really need is just to get this new computer, and here's this, gave me the spec sheet, here it is, and it's this amount of money. So then I got online, bought the same computer with more memory. For about half.
So we've been kind of kicking around, I guess. We have never had an internal IT.
Really?
I've worked in places with both. Generally, the contract people tend to do exactly what you said. You need a new, yeah, I'll buy it for you. At 40% market.
Yeah.
But making it on both ends. I think we would,
Now, when I did make the purchase, I was advised, hey, this will probably be more than if you go with a different place. But I mean, it was months, right? Back and forth, back and forth. It was
Like,
kind of,
Like I said earlier with Sam, we've fixed a lot of that communication
Yeah.
issue that we were having with some of those companies like that.
but when I made that
Fixed,
purchase, I
but-
think it was, the old finance director was still here. So it wasn't gonna get fixed anytime soon.
We're mending some bridges.
Yeah.
We've had to go tell them, and there's been a couple of companies in that. She's not here, you sure?
Mhm.
Okay, well, maybe.
Thank you for reminding.
I've had phone call probably to me,
Uh-huh.
and they're, you know, I'm trying to get a hold of Mary. I'm sorry, Mary doesn't work here anymore, and they're like, oh, thank God, you know? And I talked to them, and they were absolutely calling in to tell us they weren't gonna do business.
Done.
And I talked to them, and they're like, okay, we'll continue.
Give you another shot.
Yeah,
So we're on probation with a few,
Pretty much, yeah.
but if we can do a better job, hopefully.
But a lot of those probations are no longer an issue. There were quite a few that just started
Okay,
Mhm.
good.
that were probationary that are,
So the thought that we've been kicking around is. We subcontract out so many different things, the security camera maintenance thing that obviously wasn't done.
Yeah.
The VoIP phone systems, got all kinds of, what is it, all kinds of little things we discussed.
email, you know, well,
Yeah, or
part
even
of
service provider.
integrity is they control our emails, they support our. They charge everybody here $9.80, what was it, a day, wasn't it?
Mhm,
A day for our emails, like $48 a month
mhm.
to manage our emails.
And then Terry never uses his, never.
Mhm.
So my thought
I
is
would
this,
say never, I get on it once a month.
dollars.
They're expensive.
So my thought
But you
is
wouldn't let that fly in your house.
find things that are
Yeah.
friendly.
Sure.
Create a position, and if we have enough of those things along with IT, it should be, if we cost savings or at least cost effective.
They own it,
Um,
we need.
And the upside is I just have a heartache.
That's one.
Hey, can you come look? Oh, yeah, I'll be there Tuesday.
Mhm.
You know, I want somebody on my payroll to say, hey, I need you. You
Yeah.
know? So that's something we're kicking around, if we can, figure out that it's so effective, cost efficient. Something we're looking at.
So their servers, everything that we have on our server, they have to. And to change my password on my computer, I have to be on our server or go down. So that's basically a huge exchange. I'm sure. I didn't.
Oh,
sure. So,
Sure.
and
That is another
The one
thing.
that I originally. Purchased was a 30.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, see, that's,
What are they telling us? Somebody sure has heard it and I haven't heard it, but they were saying that we either needed to upgrade our server, replace our servers.
they said,
Yeah,
go ahead.
that we need to upgrade it.
Well, and see, he told me when he came in that they wanted to place,
Yeah,
not upgrade, but
Do we know
replace.
For what?
their estimated cost for such?
No, I
adventure?
didn't even ask him,
Okay,
because
so if we could maintain our own server,
that's a big cost.
right? It may be more than cost efficient, it may be a,
But
positive thing for us,
just FYI, we own the server.
right?
mhm.
If we were to,
It would just be maintenance.
my only concern is if it's near end of life, I don't wanna lose everything.
No, I don't either. And that's something that we could look at as far as secure cloud storage. Because we pay for a cloud storage for them
As well,
as well. And I forgot how much it was, do you remember? I broke the price down, and gave it to you.
Yes, we do.
Don't remember off the top of my head. I'm
But it was
sorry.
pricey.
Yeah.
you need a second break.
I do.
We're
Well-
just asking too much.
Because I
It's
get,
a lot to remember.
I get estimate stuff in and then I send it to her so she can put it in with the contracts so that
Mhm.
we make sure we keep all that. But they were charging us for a cloud storage as well. Which we don't know. that's the part we would know, that is what they own, and they're charging us basically rent, like a house, where our space is rent. And so that's something else that we could look at, getting cloud storage just for the city. And then that way it could be.
Cut out the middleman, basically, because I'm sure they don't own that either. They're passing
Oh, yeah,
the cost on to us.
it's somebody else cloud storage and they're paying $500 and then they charge us $1,000.
Right.
Is the way that works, but my big worry, and I didn't think about it until you brought it up. If he was running for the council.
Yeah,
or
that was
something for-
a concern for me for a while.
And he has access, because they have the backdoor access to everything we have access to. All of our records, all of our budgets, everything.
Thankfully, he did not get elected, but that was a concern. Were he to, how do we?
Yeah.
Not saying anything, but it could give you the appearance of it.
Was this Meredith or Jason?
Jason. Jason.
Who's Jason?
Well, and the reason why he was doing that is because he doesn't like how they're running the city.
Right, and I'm not saying that he's wrong for running.
Yeah.
Mike, and I didn't think about it until Carol brought up his concerns, but if he is a village councilman. And we're like, oh no, we're only gonna pay this much to the village, because we don't have the money, he can turn around and go, no, I've been there, I've seen it, they got the money.
Yeah.
There's that potential. I'm not saying that he would ever do
Right.
it, but it.
yeah.
Conflict of interest.
Mm-hmm.
Says something. You want your rulers back?
No, keep it.
We're not done yet.
Okay,
So we have to remember to bring him back next.
how about we leave them here?
Yeah.
Mine wouldn't be my favorite color.
Mine too. I'm not gonna take your father.
So what employees fall under finance administration?
All of them in there. Everybody in that room.
Yeah, that would be everybody that's in the main office,
Except,
Rusty, me, Angela,
Except
Selena.
where he's executive.
Yeah, except for.
Well, and I don't, would Dusty, I thought she fell, or at least
half
she's
of
a,
hers,
Like reverse comes out of ours and half of that comes out,
she's a hybrid,
and HR,
right?
HR.
I do have to say something about,
Under that,
the clerk position, the water clerk position, not Dusty in particular, because I don't want to discuss people. But I do remember last year, there was raise given in Public Works, and then that's when finance came back and said, well, wait, if you're giving them a raise, you gotta give us a raise.
Especially,
Right. And then my question was, and it never was answered. Was because that position got a $3 raise through Public Works specifically. And then I asked, well, does that mean there's a $3 raise and then plus $1.50? Or was it just,
that would be a Donna question.
yeah. But it was never clear,
That's a,
but
that's a
I asked,
question that needs to.
I asked quite a bit, right,
If you made a $6 raise or something, that's crazy.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I think the biggest raise I saw was, one of the positions in Public Works for parks, one of the parks department, employees. But that was specific to, that person was taking on a lot more responsibility and. Right. So that's just something that I will ask again.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, that's
something Donna.
that's a dollar.
Yeah.
We still haven't talked about an executive budget. Do you have a budget?
Yeah, no. And that was something I was going to ask. I recall when Gary was mayor, he had a real thing for the flag. And so he brought it, he would always say it came out of his budget. So what that is, if there is, I don't know.
You get a compensation for
Right.
your time, so there has to be a budget somewhere in your life.
There has to be training. Well,
Yeah, you have to go to training, you have to buy some little pens without other names.
And well, I've got bags and bags of those.
and cards,
And what, just tell everyone. Yeah, and I waited too long and used to, set under Gmail.
I don't see it.
Well, I couldn't find it. The Gmail have it?
Yeah, I do not know. I would assume, but that,
Now to make more.
Well, you can get 250 foot.
well, I could, yeah, I can nominate 250 people and have them all run here, so. I would like to get a better focus. Still doing that.
Oh. I found Economic Development Board line.
Where is that?
10, it's on page 13,
Under what category?
non-departmental. Number 1.
So if you have close to non-departmental,
No,
What page is that?
There's
13.
and there's Boys and Girls Club, there's.
Oh, there's the growth.
Development Board.
Okay. There's economic
And a
development.
bunch for,
And there's 5.
Yeah, so there's where it was at.
10,
Oh, yeah.
70, 30.
I didn't have a problem
We
leaving
need
it there.
to talk about these because so High Mountain Use is stuff, a new thing. We've supported them twice. Do we want to support them for another year? And I say yes, but do y'all want to know more about them?
I
We didn't,
would.
Yeah, because,
I mean, I'm all about helping youth programs.
Yeah.
and there's a training for them for keeping radar for Downs beautiful materials and supplies, advertising and dues, there's lines for all that.
yeah, those are all things we need to.
The
talk-
Humane Society, I do think we need to
Page
discuss the Humane Society. Do that.
Usually we invite these people to come in and present their programs, the libraries.
Well, they charge it for so much per dog to a certain amount, and then when it goes over that, they charge it. Hell,
Yeah, and I've never been a fan of the way that's done.
no,
Well,
They're supposed to be a CO, a C3, whatever, what is the designation? 501c3,
right,
and they run it like a for-profit.
yes,
That bothers me.
it's supposed to be a non-profit.
That's what I'm saying.
okay, so until recently, I was speaking to planning and zoning director and CSO number 2 about them specifically, and he didn't understand that even if when he picks up an animal, takes it there, it's tacked onto our tab. If
You pick
you and I drop one off and they ask us for our address, it's tacked on to ours. So I don't think people understand that, and I know a few people that like to go out and only look for strays
Yeah, they're not.
to take them,
Just, they have to know that they live in Ruidoso, if they don't live in Jones.
Well, but that's the problem. If that's what you're dedicating your day to,
Yeah.
how many strays do you think you can take in? So that depletes the amount that the CSOs can take in.
So I know we have in years past argued with them and fought with them and
And I know he has a number currently because I know once I told him that he went back and he started keeping.
I don't know. Anybody else in your section?
Well, I like cats, but not,
But not even.
Okay.
Only big cats.
oh, okay.
I don't think we should be paying for cats. There's no reason for it. Cats breed like
Yes.
rabbits.
And
They
they're,
don't need to be, and they're charging us per cat.
yes,
Yeah,
Other places in the world, they won't accept cats.
right.
When I was up north, I'll take a dog in, I'll take a whatever. Cats were not accepted. And so eventually we ended up with a program where vets would trap strays within neighborhoods, and, neuter or spay them and then release them.
Don't we
Full
work-
population set with.
don't we
I
have-
think, you know.
They don't release. They will euthanize or remove.
We used to, so euthanizing too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, now we need to add notice, because our ordinances prohibit them being in the city limits, forces that are not belongs. And the increase to our public works, having to keep the streets clean with all the horse manure. Is,
But that's like you have to take up with, right?
I wanna go down to the.
They're wild
County.
horses.
Yeah, not wild. They're legally feral horses. The only way you can prove they're wild is with the DNA test to see if their DNA goes back to the
So
state.
whoever wants to call them feral and all that and go around, they roam free, they are free. And some of them were wild, some of them are not wild, some of them.
Yeah, it's a mixture of all kinds of things.
What I'm getting at, they roam free. They're like the horses that was here 150 years ago. People throughout the state, in Lincoln County, the biggest part of the people, were captured, brought up, and sent to the glue factory.
And
And that's
that was,
BS. I don't go for that.
that was attempted once. They did a roundup. And was it Dan? Ruled against it and they had to bring them back.
I think we should have a roundup and push them off over my hill into Mescalero.
That's what most of them.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Mescalero has a lot bigger problem than we do. You know, I was told in the seventies, I was told that the tribe had purchased some quarter horse studs and released them to improve the genetic stock.
Oh.
So 40 years ago, 50 years ago.
Mhm.
There was no
Um,
regulations or.
There are also feral horses from the fires and from the ranches and people who couldn't afford them and all of those things, but it's as I think you said, it's a mixed stock of, yeah, it may not be 100% anything. But it does have a genetic marker from, you know, the Spanish horses or the Indian horses 100 years ago or whatever. People are, I don't want to fight that fight because they're mean.
The state statute says that we can sterilize them. We cannot. I mean,
There's a committee. There's a board that will look at.
well, that's why I want to go to the county and collaborate with the county and let them be responsible.
I don't think they want.
Sterilize.
They won't touch it with the tip.
They don't want to.
You're welcome to, but I don't.
Nobody does.
You can go over to kick that can down the road.
We
when it
kind of did move into their house, so.
It's,
Well, it's other times they help.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
They truly are one.
There's some,
Here.
they were not here.
They are.
Oh, yeah, they were,
introduced you to that gentleman that introduced it.
yeah,
He's still alive.
yeah, they were
In the
not.
seventies, he picked up 2 or 3 truckloads from Yellowstone. Brought them to release them here and nobody wanted them. Gave them to the tribe, they accepted them and now you have them under it. When I was going up
So
here,
20 years from now, people are gonna say, oh no, somebody actually released those horses and then we're gonna. In 20 years from now, it's gonna be a turtle problem, so.
Well, it's the same thing with the Barbary sheep. Or
So,
Yeah.
with the-
Rubber sheep.
yeah, they're exotic.
Yeah, but,
Yeah,
you know,
and with the fires and floods,
Less than Texas, but a long history of bringing in things and reintroducing things.
they did the fox not too long ago, right? Or the wolf? Well,
It's the Mexican wolf, that's 20,
yeah,
25 years ago, yeah.
but. Where was I going to get?
What company is that?
I forgot,
Come to me,
it doesn't matter,
we don't want any orders.
right? Well,
Well,
they're close, they're nearby. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Because of the fires and the floods, their living space was displaced. So that's why they're coming farther down, they're moving, they're migrating, and that's just what animals do. They do.
I mean, and as a horse person, I am not in favor, I don't really particularly like them either. Simply because they're not vaccinated, I don't want them near my horses, you know, I don't want my horses catching whatever they got.
But New Mexico is a fence out.
Yeah, it's a big battle state, if you don't want them, you have to fence them out.
We also need to consider lawsuits. So when I was coming back from California, be gone ever. And right there, just past Walmart, a black horse walked across the highway up towards East West Circle.
Just,
Somebody hits the horse. Now we got, why didn't?
That's why they have a board and a committee, that's who you would, I don't think that it would fall.
It would be no different than hitting an elk. Or hitting a deer.
Oh,
You know, with the insurance and
can't we get the state to get involved and get the horses off their highway?
No, because they're the ones that put the committee.
That's still true.
They don't want to do that.
Yeah,
But
It's a hundred table.
you'd have to get the elk in there off highway. But when they were in my neighbor's yard, 10 minutes later, they was in my yard, I closed the gate, they just roamed around in there. 15 of them, just walked around, I went out there and petted them, walked around the colt. The mayor didn't care if you being too close to the colt, but they never did anything. Then there's a couple that could even get close to it, I mean, they lay zero back. Those are the ones that are really,
So why don't you just put them in a trailer and haul them off to two
because I used to be a force.
Because in order to put a horse in a trailer, they have to be trained to be going to a trailer.
I just think,
Yeah, they don't go
I
in.
think they're,
They have that fun.
I think they're nice. As long as we keep going.
Right.
Okay, I shoveled my horse shit out, so I shoveled it, out of my yard. And my neighbor said, I'll take it, so I'll put it in my garden. I said, okay, don't bring none of your cucumbers this year. But that's.
What do you think is in the stuff you buy from Walmart?
But anyway, well, I don't know.
I mean, actually, there's a law about harassing the horses.
Harassing wildlife period, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
technically locking them in your cage.
yeah, that was illegal.
Well, I didn't know that they was there when I closed the gate.
So,
I'm just saying,
no,
and she was saying load them up in a trailer, well, that's.
I do know someone that
That's
actually.
harassing the wildlife.
And they turned into a lawsuit.
What else?
I know somebody that did capture one and it turned into a lawsuit really fast for them. Wow. I don't suggest you. That they're supposed to run free. So it's not your horse, you're taking property.
One, talk to somebody on the res, they'll give you that.
Gas goes up much more.
I know, I mean, all using
There
their
gonna be two or three.
We're gonna have to change the parking.
hitch rate.
No, you do like they did in the old days back in New York, you tied the bag up under the tail
Mm-hmm.
and let it go. They,
You know, personally, like I said, I don't want them around my horses. I don't have any here, so I'm cool. I kind of like seeing all, not so much that, but the other wildlife is kind of part of why I'm here. I'd like to, you know, open my door and see.
Oh dear.
Whatever. Yeah.
So what if,
it used to be, real, every year for 5 or 6 years, I lived a while in that town. Look out, just back over there, and you had two big humongous bulls, and one was non-typical, one little. And they grew out this way, corn, and then the other was nice, but I gotta get over or anything.
I've got 3 and sometimes 4 little satellite bulls that camp out in my yard most of the time. My dogs go crazy over it, but, you know, got a fox that's leaving me a present on my porch step about once in 2 months. Just to let me know she's still around, I think.
we gotta, oh, well, it's, if not, I guess, local gas.
No, we're
Other raccoons. We had a raccoon in the shot.
Since I've lived where I live,
Yeah, some
that was me keeping cattle for stones up tracks. Right now, it's every 7.
You tracked them, have you?
Okay, guys, can I go around?
I'll take them out.
My neighbor.
Oh, that's.
They want that stuff. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, they come back.
yeah, these people,
That's what happens.
you know, how, whatever. Yeah, that's not, don't try.
Sorry. I know you wanted to go home too.
No. I was confused.
And I would do the payments and stuff.
What is that? Grand work
Fire department,
skunks built
Mhm.
for the one that's the problem.
like the gas tax,
Yeah.
we pay out.
It's,
The non-departmental, money that we.
39042.
so.
It's on page 13.
TRSF,
You're on page 14?
On page 14, I have the question about it.
Okay.
I'm
That's
sorry.
good.
Who's come
Now,
down?
do we need to go back?
We're on 13, so
Oh, okay, sorry, I'm
Okay.
jumping ahead.
And
Sorry.
typically, these non-departmental categories, they invite someone from the agency to come in and give us their spiel about why we should support them. Like, I don't even know what New Mexico Grow Grant is.
So the Grow Grant is, Grow Funds,
Girlfriend,
he's doing them, right?
Mhm.
Who's doing it?
yes,
The PD.
the PD.
Okay, and so we're paying $200,000 for that?
That's the issue that we had with the other 2 grants from the racetrack. That. I'm assuming that's incorrect, and we shouldn't have that in there.
Which one is that?
So
Yes.
in order for us to award this amount. Is what I'm understanding, but the Grow Grant, to me, it's for
The income.
incoming, not,
it's income.
it's in the wrong line to me. But like High Mountain Youth, in order for us to award $10,000 to them. we have to have it in a line so that it moves out of that line into their, so that.
So
we
when
can
do they
check.
generally come to present?
Well, they usually get invited, but Mr. Carmen would not have known that.
Yeah.
To call and invite them.
During
Boo.
this
Right,
process?
yeah, they should have been here today.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
so,
so I think that's something even Selena did,
no, I'm sure,
or she would have.
I'm kind of surprised some of these people, like the Boys and Girls Club, aren't calling, hey,
Cause they normally get invited.
No, well, they get invited, but I think too. You would need somebody to be proactive and say, hey, we gotta call them, we're gonna want.
well, that's what we're saying, we weren't aware.
Okay.
You would think, like the Boys and Girls Club who survive on
Mhm.
these things would be calling, like, hey, you guys still doing this? Or-
See, there's the 5,000 I was talking about, under 470-35, economic development, 5,000 was a line item right there.
And
Yeah.
the right above that, Zia Therapy.
Yeah, that's the one
That was our transit system and they're gone, so we can knock that.
Really?
I haven't, and speaking about that, I've asked questions about it, and no one knows
Oh,
a lot about it.
About what?
The Zia Transit that Judy was pushing so hard for.
Joey just said.
Oh,
He
we
just
have-
told us,
we
we
have
have the
that too.
vehicles,
Right,
so what's the question?
right, they're just set there.
Right,
Yeah,
There's no, I mean, we talked to over at the county to see if they wanted to help those people.
but they don't want to.
so, Joey has spoken to Jason over there. They're not real thrilled with it. And we've got other things to do at this point. This was a Judy's
Yeah.
thing and I
She
get
was
it.
able to retrieve the vehicles. And that was it. So there's no drivers, there's no administration, there's
No budget.
Zia Transit, everybody walked away from this project.
So the two vehicles that Joey's talking about.
Mhm.
The two that the city acquired are not the two that they got.
Right, these are different ones, right?
Yeah, what they got back isn't worth spit. They don't wanna run, they're nothing.
They kept the ones that we had bought and
That
put
gave
it
us
here,
Yes,
because the VIN numbers are wrong.
yes.
Shall we
So we need to go back to Zia and tell them we want the damn VIN numbers.
Or,
How many-
or
how
we
many-
walk away from it and be done with it. I don't know.
Mhm.
How many years ago was it though?
Several.
So,
That they turned over the vehicles was last year.
Yeah.
No, how old are?
Oh, I don't.
They're probably 8 or 10
Never
years old, I
even
would
seen
assume.
cause I'm thinking that, yeah, they gave us the two bad ones, but if we go looking for the ones that we technically bought, they're probably not in much better shape
Right,
than the ones we got, they're already in the junk.
right. So this is probably just what was left over. Because the whole program dissolved.
Did it dissolve completely
I think
in
so.
Alamo? I
I
just
think-
thought we quit.
No, I think in Alamo as well, or they just didn't wanna come here. So what
So-
is the arrangement is between the three. I was gonna do it one time, you were gonna do it the next time, and that's how they were gonna keep it afloat. And then Redoso said, we're not doing it anymore, it's too much. We don't have enough service in our area for it, so. Then it turned into just the two, and then we lost administration for drivers, yes. And then it turned into just them, and then it became too expensive for them to come all the way over here.
Right.
So,
I thought, or I assumed, I guess, I don't go to Alamo very often, but I assume they're still running better.
I don't think
I don't
that's
think, I don't think. we're-
completely off base a little bit there. What happened was in 23, they voted to, the lodger's tax gave them in, is either 56 or 58, I'm not sure, 58. We had to come up with 28, so it come out to be $86,000. Then when I came on board, they came back and said, well, the prices have gone up stuff, or whatever, then it went to 30,000. It was running foot smooth. Well, they couldn't keep drivers, Rio Dawson pulled out of it, and they said that, that apparently we was gonna have to come with more money, because what Rio Dawson didn't cover.
Right.
Well, that's not right, Rio Dawson dropped out of it, then they don't need to run with it,
That's
but they didn't run but a year,
4, 3,
and maybe a month or two, that was it.
9,
They said, like, we're gonna
4,
quit,
9,
because
7, 1.
they can't get right.
I know they come, I was in on a meeting and I don't remember when exactly, but they come, I'm sure begging for money. And
Yeah,
the council voted against it. Dean was a split vote. But was on the board.
There's always walking Loveless to get some me and Judy.
There's only twice since I've been here, once that he broke a time, one time.
So
May have been it,
And
then,
that-
he did this,
Okay, so it looks like it says that they're still open, but they functioned out of the community center in Alabama. So, and the community center is called the Zia Center. So,
another line item here is the juvenile justice services, Terry, and aren't you the, you left that?
Yep.
And then do you need a budget?
Nope.
Okay, so then, the other one is Humane Society, and I guess that's what they asked for last time. The High Mountain Youth Organization.
that to me would be a contract and or with the Humane Society, not this.
Not a donation
right,
Yeah,
contract. They do it for contract of sorts, because
right,
we go,
it's an agreement, right?
it's an agreement for X amount of dogs and Y amount of cats, and
Right.
if you go over, then
They charge us, it's time and a half again.
it's cheaper to take them to jail or give them a room in a motel than to
Mhm.
Yeah,
house them.
And Chris is easy to work with. You can recall she was willing to come.
well, when it comes to money,
When the contract comes,
she's got a board that she has police too, so.
when it comes contract time, then they can come before us. At this point, I don't think it's, I don't know if we need to give them extra beyond where.
no, we don't need to change it, but like the Boys and Girls Club and the High Mountain Youth organizations. We need to set money aside.
I would say do what we've been doing with them, wouldn't you?
Yes,
I would say,
Those steady prices.
Boys and Girls Club, well, daycare is now free in New Mexico, so.
True.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
that
that changes
may
them.
That may change quite a bit, you never know.
Right,
That's gonna take a while to soak in though.
right, High Mountain Youth, I do know that there is that issue locally. And unfortunately, we are on that lower end of the totem pole down here in the Dallas.
well, the High Mountain Youth, when they came and did a presentation to us a couple years ago. They provide after-school services and most of their clientele are from the Downs. They also were opening, when they first came to present this to us, they were opening an overnight facility, so now
Yeah,
they.
it's a flyer in the PD.
Mhm.
They do overnights.
Yeah,
Yes.
so kids can live there for a certain amount of time, but if you were to go in there and ask them the statistics, that most of the people they're servicing are in Rio.
Right.
And so that's why I really pushed for them to get this, that.
I believe the same for Boys and Girls Club.
Let's,
Okay,
I'd say, stay where they're at unless
Stay.
they ask for more.
okay, that's good,
The Zia Therapy Center, I don't see why we.
and we don't really have any control.
See a
over
therapy
the-
center is see a trans and we got off on that too.
Mhm.
So we don't need to give them anything.
Yeah,
So that, they sure don't need to give $30,000,
No.
because they don't do nothing for you.
what is
But
this?
did
What is,
you,
okay, what is this at the top, state admin fees and GRT just?
And fees and CRT distribution, I don't know.
They must charge us some kind of,
which one?
At the top,
43510, non-departmental number one. Second one down. State admin
that's
fees,
one that's
CRT
really gonna,
Don't have a clue what that is, so I don't know.
What that is
yeah,
either.
that one is, as well as Fed grant. Do you know what that is?
That's a grant.
Yeah, that's the one that we think is, that's gotta be an error.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, I don't know if she meant the state admin fee is gross revenue tax district, or is that her shorthand for
Distribution.
grant?
Or distribution.
Well, because she did a lot of shorthand that I'm still deciphering. And I know that in a few deals, instead of putting grant in, she put GRT.
Yeah, I know.
Yay.
She put, but I figured it out because it's GRT and then the grant number,
Mhm.
so I knew that it was a grant.
Okay.
So this could be, it's either the gross revenue tax
Mhm.
or it's a grant.
I
Yeah.
just looked it up on AI.
Uh,
The New Mexico Taxation and Revenue Department generally charges a 3% administrative fee on the net amount of local option gross receipts tax collected and distributed to the municipalities and counties. This fee is retained from distributions made to local governments. The fee is 3%. It covers administrative costs, including fair share initiative, and improves tax compliance. But it's deducted from the revenue returned to the municipalities. It's not directly from the tax payment. So it's interesting that it's deducted. And this is just showing that's being deducted.
On the line right below that says state administration fees, GRT.
That's what
we're
we're-
Okay, that's what you're talking
So
about.
can you look to see if there's actually transactions in and out?
I can,
In that
See,
line.
maybe we can chase down what it is.
yeah, I can do that, because I'm not sure, again, what
Yes,
this could be a revenue,
Mhm.
the 3%. Or it could be what we had to pay out of the,
right.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can do
yeah,
some research, figure out maybe
I'll
what
do
the
that.
heck it is.
What do we get from grocery receipts?
I'm
He
sorry.
doesn't know yet.
I mean, that's a,
What was our revenue from grocery receipts last year, or property taxes too, but,
is that on,
Corey's doesn't have that ready for us.
is that she, how money we get, from up there at the top, up down there.
Yeah.
This,
That's, yeah, if it's revenue, it should be listed as revenue versus expenses.
What do you usually run?
That should be revenue.
3.5.
What page is that?
Dude,
Be right back.
Get them up there.
How long are you gonna be gone?
You know what
I
that
think he's got it
one,
up there.
it could be your blood sugar, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know that, I'm just saying.
Do you need something to eat, or are you high or are you low?
Since I've been here, y'all make my blood pressure go up.
Yeah, but that, we're gonna do sugars.
No, stop it.
Here, drink his drink. Oh, you're up high, that's why. My mom had-
50's not bad for me.
Oh, it's not.
Age and everything's wrong with me, 150's not bad. I like to keep it around 120 to 100. That's where I try to keep it balanced at.
Okay,
That right there is I ate lunch and it's good. It's only 180 2 hours later.
okay. Well, because my mom has a hard time with her, like, with her vision after, when it's sheriff's school.
Oh, yeah. Now,
It's weird.
I'll tell you when mine gets messed up, is when I mess around there and it goes ding, 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 when it hits 75.
Mhm.
I just answer it real quick, okay, and I keep doing what I'm doing. 30 minutes later, I'm looking out there and my eyes going across and I just feel like it's fall. And I go in the house and then I sit down, check it, and it's at 51.
Yep, and then you're not worth the damn for the next day.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you just, I mean, I just gotta get something in me. Sit down, usually I drink a Sunny Delight or two of them, and it bring it up fairly easy. Milk's the best thing to do though.
Mhm.
Anyway,
You can speak to the break.
Assuming.
well, it's so on page 2.
No one's here to answer any questions, Rob.
On page 2, guess
I'm gonna take,
let's actually.
You can if you need to.
we'll be back again.
is page 2, is that income?
General fund,
That's money that comes in? License and permit,
looks that way.
Yes, that's income.
okay.
The general fund, I was looking for the, I don't have the yearly for the tax, but I just paid them quarterly. Tax for tax revenue. And it was 27,000. But I don't have what I told them.
Right.
Yeah, I thought maybe I had, it would show them the total,
Okay.
but it was just for the quarter.
Okay, so where are we? Do we wanna stop? Do we wanna keep going? Is everybody tired? Is everybody
Well, we
great?
can ask questions on stuff that's just, that's gonna stay the way it's gonna stay.
I think once we figure out if those last things are, let's take a break. I mean, we're all a bit
Yeah,
brain fried at the moment.
yeah.
At 3:04, like that. 3:04, we'll take a 10-minute break.
Do you want me to send this, give this to,
Yeah, would you please?
and get copies?
Here you go. Here's my copy if you want.
Oh, this one works.
Yeah.
How many do we need? For, I guess